Let's be honest, the most dangerous kind of love isn't the loud, obvious kind you can see from a mile away, it's the quiet one. The one that hides behind distance, mixed signals, and silence that feels heavier than words. And if you're watching this, there's a part of you that already feels it. Something about her doesn't add up. She's close, but not too close. Warm, then suddenly cold. Like she's fighting something inside herself every time she looks at you. That's not confusion. That's control. When a woman is truly in love but trying to hide it, you won't get clarity. You'll get contradiction. And most men misread this completely. They think she's not interested. They think she's playing games. Or worse, they think they're imagining it. You're not. See, when a woman catches real feelings, deep consuming emotional attachment, it scares her more than it excites her. Because love, real love, means losing control. And if she's been hurt before, if she has built walls, if she's learned the hard way what vulnerability costs, she won't run toward it. She'll resist it. And that resistance creates patterns, subtle signs that don't scream for attention, but once you see them, you can't unsee them. Like the way she watches you when she thinks you're not looking, not casually, not out of curiosity, but intensely, like she's studying you, memorizing you, trying to understand why you make her feel the way she does. And the moment you catch her, she looks away fast, almost guilty. That's not indifference, that's exposure. Or the way she reacts when you pull back. A woman who doesn't care won't notice your absence, but she feels it instantly. She may not chase you, she may not even mention it, but her energy shifts, her tone changes. There's a subtle tension, like something inside her just got disturbed because it did. You became part of her emotional rhythm, and now she's trying to pretend you're not. And here's where it gets complicated, because instead of leaning in, she might create distance. She might take longer to reply. She might act colder than usual. Not because she feels less, but because she feels too much. This is the paradox most men fail to understand. The more she feels, the more she hides. Because showing it would mean risking rejection. It would mean handing you power over something she's not ready to lose control of. So instead, she plays it safe. She keeps you close enough to feel you, but far enough to protect herself. And you, standing in the middle of this emotional push and pull, start questioning everything. But the truth is, if she was neutral, you'd feel peace. You wouldn't feel this tension, this curiosity, this pull that keeps bringing you back to her energy. That pull exists for a reason. Because emotions, especially hidden ones, have a way of leaking out, not through words, but through behavior. And if you pay attention not to what she says, but to what she can't help but show, you'll start seeing the truth she's trying so hard to keep buried. So before you dismiss her silence, before you assume her distance means disinterest, understand this. Some women don't show love by moving closer. They show it by struggling not to. There's a moment you've probably felt but couldn't explain. When she's around you, something shifts in her. Not dramatically, not in a way she'd ever admit, but enough to make you question what's really going on beneath the surface. She becomes hyper-aware, not just of you, but of herself. The way she talks, the way she sits. Even the smallest things like how quickly she responds or how much she reveals, it's like she's constantly adjusting, editing herself in real time. And that's not something a woman does for a man she feels nothing for. That's what happens when she cares too much. Because when a woman is emotionally invested but trying to hide it, she doesn't relax into the connection, she controls it. Every word becomes calculated, every reaction filtered. She wants to appear unaffected, but in doing so, she becomes the opposite, unnaturally precise. You'll notice it in conversation. She might hold eye contact a second too long, then suddenly break it like she remembered she wasn't supposed to. She might open up about something personal, then immediately shut it down with a joke or a change of subject, like she accidentally let you see too much and had to pull it back. That push and pull isn't random, it's a battle between what she feels and what she's willing to show. And here's something most men overlook. When a woman is trying not to fall for you, she doesn't just hide her emotions, she tests yours, subtly, indirectly, in ways that don't look like tests unless you know what to watch for. She might mention another guy, not seriously, not convincingly, but just enough to see how you react. Not because she's interested in him, but because she's trying to measure your interest in her without exposing her own. Or she'll pull back emotionally for a few days just to see if you notice. If you reach out, if you feel her absence the way she feels yours, because deep down she wants confirmation, but she refuses to ask for it. And this is where things get even more revealing. When you succeed at something, when you're at your best, when other people recognize your value, watch her reaction closely. A woman who's neutral will be supportive, sure, but her energy stays steady, her spikes, not just pride, but something deeper. A quiet intensity like your wins affect her more than they should. She may try to downplay it, keep her response casual, but there's a flicker in her eyes. Something that says, this matters to me more than I want it to, because it does. When a woman is secretly in love, your reality starts influencing hers. Your mood affects her mood. Your presence changes her state. And she hates that, not because it's you, but because it means she's no longer fully in control. So she compensates. She might tease you more than usual, challenge you, even act slightly indifferent at times. Not to push you away, but to balance the emotional weight she's trying to hide. It's her way of saying, I'm not as affected as I feel. But the truth leaks out in the details, like how she remembers things you said weeks ago. Small, insignificant details that even you forgot. Or how she reacts when someone else gets too close to you, not with obvious jealousy, but with a subtle shift, a slight withdrawal, a change in tone, something that tells you she noticed and it bothered her more than she'd ever admit. Because jealousy, when hidden, doesn't explode, it tightens. And if you're paying attention, you'll feel it. Not in what she says, but in what she can't fully hide. There's something even more revealing than what she does when you're around, and that's what happens when you're not. Because a woman who's trying to hide her feelings will control herself in front of you. But distance exposes everything she's trying to keep contained. Watch the pattern. She disappears, then reappears. Not randomly, not carelessly, but almost like she's been thinking about you, fighting the urge to reach out, and then finally giving in just enough to stay connected without looking like she needs to. You'll get a message that feels casual on the surface, something simple, maybe even unnecessary, but it's never really about what she says. It's about the fact that she chose to say anything at all. That's not coincidence, that's restraint breaking for a moment. And when she comes back, pay attention to the energy. It's rarely neutral, there's a softness there, a familiarity that feels deeper than the situation should justify. Like she's picking up a connection that never fully went away, even when she tried to create distance, because she didn't stop feeling, she just tried to stop showing it. And here's where it gets even more telling. When a woman is secretly in love with you, she doesn't just think about you, she checks on you in ways you won't always notice. Quietly, indirectly. Without giving herself away, she might watch your social media without interacting, notice changes in your routine, ask mutual connections about you in a way that sounds casual but isn't. She's gathering information not because she's curious, but because she's emotionally invested. But she refuses to be obvious, because being obvious would mean being vulnerable. And vulnerability is exactly what she's trying to avoid. So instead, she creates controlled moments of closeness, moments where she can feel connected to you without fully exposing how much you matter to her. A quick conversation, a brief interaction, just enough to satisfy the emotional pull, but not enough to lose control. And if you lean in too much during these moments, she might pull back again, not because she's uninterested, but because you're getting too close to something she's not ready to admit. This is the rhythm of hidden love. It's inconsistent on the surface, but deeply consistent underneath. Every move she makes is driven by the same internal conflict. She wants you, but she doesn't want you to know how much. And that creates a tension you can feel but can't fully explain.